Welcome back to Musselman's Report. Today we have an abundance of stories. Firstly, we'll be taking a look at 2023's most recent homecoming dance. 2023's homecoming just flew by and it left a mark on many students at Musselman High School. Dancing freely and singing along to Billboard hits is always a treat for us. Many students took this night as an opportunity to let loose and express themselves on the dance floor.
Thirdly, producer/reporter Jamal Artridge Jr. caught a case of Saturday night fever. He will be conducting an interview with his two close friends and fellow students, Ethan Neely and Amin Amari.
Hi, I'm Jamel Armitage Jr., producer and as of right now, reporter for the Musselman Report broadcasting team. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mr. Ethan Neely.
Hi.
Yep. And I've also got another friend, Mr. Ahmed Amari, if you want to say hello.
Hello.
All right. He couldn't be here today, but the interview was already planned, so we got him. So anyways, Ethan, could you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
My name's Ethan. I go to school here. I'm in the jazz band.
And what instrument do you play in the jazz band?
I play the guitar in the jazz band.
Nice, nice. And Mr. Ahmed Amari, could you tell us about yourself?
What's up, guys? This was my first homecoming. It was fun.
That's not what he asked.
It's okay. That's what I like to hear. That's what I love to hear. So, if I'm not mistaken, this was your first homecoming you've attended?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Okay. And Ethan, this is your third?
Yeah, it's my third one.
All right. And how did this compare to the past homecomings?
It's the same.
Yeah.
Nothing really changed.
And you, Ahmed, how was your first experience at homecoming for you?
It was what I expected.
Okay.
Very fun, right?
It was a little fun.
Okay. Okay. You know, we had a good time. What was the most fun thing you had about your night?
We were dancing, and we were having a lot of fun dancing. We were dancing a lot. I like the drinks.
So this is a question for both of you. Will you be attending next year for your senior year?
I
Yeah.
probably am, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Going crazy.
2 yeses. Thank you, both of you, for coming out today, and it was always a pleasure to have you on the show. Signing out with @BigMed65. Again, that's Ahmed Amari signing out.
At Big Man 65, guys.
And What's Up Denny's @What's Up Denny's. Ethan Neely, you can find him on Instagram. What's Up Denny's.
Yeah.
Bye.
Our next story is King Johnson interviewing his English 9 teacher, Mr. Long. Take it away.
All right, today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Long. He's like an English teacher, right?
I like an English teacher. I am an English teacher, yeah.
All right. So we're going to ask you like a few questions about like your career and stuff.
Okay.
First question is like, where do you like grow up during your childhood?
So I grew up my address was Martinsburg, but I lived closer to Inwood. So was born here, grew up here since then. Spent my first 18 years here and then went to Morgantown and then came right back after college.
All right. Second question is, what was it like attending Musselman as a teenager and then different about teaching here?
So I obviously liked it enough to come back. When I was a student here, as a freshman, the PLC hadn't been built yet, so all the freshmen were just mixed with everybody in the main building. So that was a big difference. We now have this to kind of separate them a little bit. But like I said, I liked it enough. There was a great atmosphere here, and I went to WVU, and at WVU, everybody that goes there loves it. And when I wanted to teach, I wanted to teach at a school where everybody loved it just the same. So coming back to Musselman just made the most sense at that time.
What inspired you to come back here and teach here?
So as far as teaching itself, I always worked summer camp. I've worked summer camp since I was old enough to do it. And working with kids has always been something I was passionate about. And then when I was in college, I started teaching some freshman orientation classes. So I was a sophomore, junior, senior, and I would bring in freshmen and teach them about WVU. And I found that I really like being in front of kids. I really like being in front of a classroom. So that really inspired me to be a teacher. And then coming back here, was really just dumb luck, honestly. When I got my degree, Mrs. Klepner was still the principal here. She knew I had a degree, and they needed an English teacher, so she asked me to fill in, and turns out I like it. So stayed here for the next couple of years.
What college did you go to get your teaching degree?
So I actually had a kind of a roundabout way of doing that. I went to WVU and got my English degree. Didn't have anything to do with teaching though, because I didn't realize that till later. So when I came home, took my job here, I went to Wheeling University online, got my teaching certificate through them to become a teacher, and I'm also attending Wheeling now to get my master's in education as well.
What about you believe are the most important skills to learn in a ninth grade English teacher?
In ninth grade English, I think a lot of it is shaking some bad habits that kids develop through middle school. They teach things like 5-paragraph essays, which still have a lot of merit, but there are certain things that we have to get out of that habit for. Same with, like, for example, we're working on an essay now. Starting an essay with a question is fine. That's a perfectly acceptable way, but some students think that that's how you have to do it. So just breaking some bad habits. And also I think the big thing that we always talk about is citing evidence. Make sure you can justify any answer with evidence from what you're reading.
How do you ensure that all students are able to participate and understand the material?
So I'm really lucky that I actually work with Mr. Klepner a lot because he's been teaching. One of my favorite things to say is he's actually been teaching for longer than I've been alive. So we really help balance each other out. And he's really good at going around and making sure that, if I'm teaching that a student that may or may not look like they know what's going on, he can check with them, make sure that they do know. So that's a big help for me. And then honestly, just talking to kids. Like if you talk to kids, you can figure out a lot about what they know, don't know, and what they're struggling with.
What strategies? Wait, I already asked the question. What do you find the most rewarding part of teaching ninth grade?
So my favorite thing about teaching ninth grade is that those students that I have as freshmen are still here for 3 more years. So they'll come back and talk to me, or I'll coach them in Powder Puff, or I'll run into them at games. And seeing those kids year after year and seeing them grow from these scared or little ninth graders to then seniors that are going out into the world, going to college, getting jobs is super rewarding.
And lastly, what hobbies or activities do you like to participate in outside of school? And have you ever had another job before teaching?
For the job before teaching, I had a couple. I worked in a hospital in college, worked for Macy's in a warehouse before I took this job, but really it's just mostly been teaching. My hobbies outside of this, I do a lot of stuff, but anything sports related. I officiate basketball from everywhere from like 4 and 5-year-old kids all the way up through college. I officiate football now. I love to read, play video games, all that kind of stuff, hang out with my family. My brother plays college basketball. I love going to his games, so I like to stay busy and make sure I always have something going on.
All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you for
Appreciate
the
you,
interview.
One of Musselman's High School's best attributes is the wonderful and always delicious bakery. Run by Miss McClintock, lots of you may know her, but if not, here's a closer look into the kitchen. Today's classroom tour will be hosted by reporter Anthony McDonald.
My name is Anthony. Today we're going to be interviewing Miss McClintock on her classroom.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Foundations of Baking and Pastry classes. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, ready to make some cookies.
That's good. How long have you been teaching here?
I have been here since 2010, and I started as a PE health teacher. Then I went into family and consumer science, and now I'm baking and pastry. So this classroom was actually a normal classroom when I first started here. So no sinks, no ovens, nothing. So this was changed over last year, which was really exciting.
So where's all the magic happen?
Well, as you can see, we have 6 kitchens. So above every KitchenAid mixer, in a sense, you'll see our kitchens. 1, 2, and 3 on that side. 4, 5, and 6 are over here. They all have their own prep tables, so they can work individually in small groups. They also have a small amount of items above them that they use and wash and clean every day. We have commercial grade kitchen ovens, which are great. These are pretty amazing. We have a hood over top of them to cool it off a little bit in here, which is really nice. These cook a lot faster, so we can get a lot of things done, which is cool. We have a proofing box here, so a lot of the lessons, or I guess objectives for the class, is to work on doughs and different kinds of things. So the proofing box allows us to speed up the rise time of various yeast spreads, which is pretty exciting. And that's just a longer section of Kitchen 3. Then in the middle, we have just a variety of, we call this our little island. And our island has things that we're going to use, so extra ingredients. Also have items that they come up and get, because in an actual commercial kitchen, you are going and grabbing things and taking them back to a prep area. So that's kind of the process we start to get our students into. And then just a variety of stuff. We've just had a lot of grant money, and we are blessed by the community to give us some items in here, which is great. Each kitchen does have a cooktop. I'll show you that. We just got done making some cookies. So the cooktop, these covers were actually made by Mr. Brock's class, who's in MuHS. So he helped us out tremendously, because we just have a 2-burner stove, and you can see they need to clean a little better, right? But we don't clean right after because it's too hot. But what it does is it covers that up so they have an extra space, and then they can put their cookies on there for whatever they're cooling. It could be cakes or whatnot. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah.
Do you enjoy teaching this class?
I do. It's very busy all day, though. It's very busy all day. It's a different kind of busy. I mean, I have to do grocery shopping. I'm very fortunate. My father who is a retired teacher, likes to go and get the groceries for me and brings them. And that also helps our students understand the process of purchasing and then receiving and then marking it off and making sure we have our list correct so that we're not overcharged and things like that. Also, our ingredients are properly stored and given to us. So we do a lot of purchasing through Walmart, which is nice, because then it's easier for my dad to go in and get them. But it's super busy during the day, but at the end of the day, when the kids walk out of here with good things that they've made themselves, they're super proud of it. So that's exciting. Yeah.
What would you say your favorite part about teaching this class is?
I know I shouldn't say I feel like my favorite part is seeing the confidence that kids get in the kitchen. So for example, if someone comes in and has never done any type of cooking, or I hear comments a lot like, oh, my parents say I'm gonna burn down the kitchen or I'm burn the house down. Like, it really gives me a lot of pride that they come in and they know they can mess up and that they're not gonna get yelled at. They're just gonna clean it up and they're gonna try again the next day. And every time it gets better. So that's the exciting part, is just seeing the confidence of the kids in the kitchen. And when they make good stuff, I mean, they get excited about that. Yeah. You should be able to feed yourself, even if it's just desserts. But yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming to the classroom. We even have a washer and dryer over there, so don't know if you caught that. Thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And for our final story today, reporter Marley Woolyard will be diving into our women's volleyball team and their success in their year's season, getting them all the way to the 2 states. Take it away, Marley.
Marley here with Musselman Report. Volleyball is on the quest for a four-peat. Musselman Volleyball is going to the state championship again this year to defend their 3-year win streak. They currently stand as number 2 in the state with a 9-1 region streak and 34-15 overall. They first had to go up against George Washington. They defeated them 3-0, to which they then advanced to the semifinals against their biggest rival, the Hedgesville Eagles. After many losses against the Eagles this season, the Applemen won 3-2, letting them advance to the state championship for the 4th year in a row. In the championship, they went against another rival, the Morgantown Mohans. The Applemen took an unfortunate loss 2-3 to the Mohans, causing them not to get the 4-peat. Good job, Applemen.
That's everything for today. Thank you for choosing the Musselman Report. See you next week.